1,500 naira compensation, because by the time you accumulate all these things, 10 seconds, 30 seconds and all that, I mean, it runs into thousands, and then we would expect that NCC should, with the big stick, and say, look, compensation should be given to subscribers. They've done it before.
We have to, when was that?
2007. At that time, they exempted the Glow, and then they gave all the subscribers on, then Econet was then Celtel, sorry, Airtel was then Celtel. They gave 175 naira to every consumer on that Celtel network and MTN network. And then even when Airtel, because when you are given such a compensation everywhere in the world, you are free to use it to call any network. We now discover that the 175 naira, Celtel was now limiting it to on-net calls, Celtel to Celtel calls. We immediately drew the attention of the commission, and they told Celtel, look, you have to release it.
Because they're trying to keep the money within the organization.
So we detected that, and then we reported to the commission, and swiftly the commission corrected it, and then it was used to call any other network.
But as subscribers, are we complaining enough? Are we taking the steps? Are we going the whole hog to ensure that even if it is 1 naira, we should be able to get it back?
Yes. I must say we are complaining, but not enough. How do I mean? By the time you look at what is actually there, I've only lost 6 naira. I've only lost, 9 naira. It goes a long way. By the time you accumulate that, it's some several thousands. So people don't really care and say, how much is 9 naira? How much is 6 naira? Let me leave it, Jerry, then to get into move to a lawyer. The lawyer will now ask me for. So even when we say, look, bring the complaint here. Well, Mr. Nat comes. You know how much is 6 naira? Look, it doesn't matter. Come, let us at least look at filing 1 or 2 things in court. Do I have the time to appear? Things like that. So we are really not taking the bull by the horn by creating time to follow up these complaints.
Is it our attitude? Is it our attitude, or is the process itself that has put us off?
It is the process, because you want to come and report. First, the NCC did say, report first to the
network provider.
A network provider, and then when you are dissatisfied, then go to NCC. You are also not satisfied, okay, go to advocacy groups like us. Now, you are not satisfied, what next? The courts. But then they now, do I have the time? I don't have the time, because I have other things doing. So those are the issues. If subscribers can create time to follow up, then we'll be, serving them better.
Maybe that's not the process then. Maybe that's just our attitude. Maybe that's it, because how do you think the process can be better simplified to make sure that consumers, even though it's very unlikely, some people will say, why would I want to make a process simpler for consumers to complain? But do you think that the process can be made any simpler than it is currently?
Yes, by introducing special courts.
Whoa. Special courts?
Yes, for telecom service, because it's a major revenue earner for the country. Why can't that be? If you introduce special costs to try, airing operators and all that, and compensation is easily given quickly, that's it. That is good dispensation of justice.
What about the excuses that these telecom firms give in terms of how challenging the environment is? You see their facilities are being vandalized, almost becoming a regular basis now. They also complain about multiple taxation. They just think, look, guys, understand, empathize with us. We have your interest at heart, but look on this side. You think that's tenable?
To a large extent, it is. Floods, natural disasters, multiple taxations, deliberate, pulling down with their masts, burning them down and all that. Yes, but you see, when there is offer of service and I am accepting, offer and acceptance, I must also enjoy that service.
Those are part of laws of contract.
Precisely. And you are now saying, look, there is consumer service delivery. I've taken it. We must move from there to consumer satisfaction. And how is that done? By giving me good quality service. And if you don't, challenges, yes. If I have subscribed and I'm calling and there is no audio, it's all about, communication is all about audio. I mean, voice calls. So if I don't hear, it means I've lost money. And please compensate. You see, challenges are meant for businesses. Businesses must face challenges. But, you know, how you now surmount your challenges and you solve them are also within the management. And subscribers will definitely not take a situation where, I mean, I will call and then I won't have audio and I won't enjoy the call and I'm charged and I won't get, I mean, it's not done.
How do people even complain? How do they get across to NATCOMS, your, I mean, Telecom Subscribers Association?
Through, you know, SMSs, then some drop complaints to us, some phone and all that.
I was going to ask you quickly, number portability is here. Are you excited?
Yes, I am. Pretty well. It's an exciting service. NCC has done pretty well. It's obviously going to keep the service providers on their toes, real toes. Now...
You're sure of that?
Yes, because if you are not responsive to good quality service to subscribers, then I will just leave that network and go to port with the same number. It means I'm not losing anything. My business, I've printed it on my card, on my letterhead, and I am definitely not going to lose anything if I now take the same number to another service provider. In fact, it's exciting. It's a win-win situation for subscribers.
Well, I'm a little... You've talked about general problems. Something as general as you make a call, you don't get to hear what the other person is saying, or you send a text message, it doesn't deliver until maybe 48 hours after. You know, if these problems are cross-board, how does number portability solve that kind of problem?
Thank you very much. Number portability will increase competition. Maybe this issue of compensation, maybe they will now put a situation in place and say, because we are losing so much customer or consumers, okay, whenever you have issues such as this, we'll give you X amount top up. You know, they will evolve a lot of policies and a situation where they will definitely would like to compare, because that is a major challenge for them now. And to the subscriber too is a major challenge. We want compensation. So maybe competition will now force them to say, look, we give you, for instance, if you complain, as soon as you complain to them, okay, we give you X amount immediately. So it will drive them to, you know, do a number of things for subscribers.
Is it really about compensation for the consumer or better service?
It's actually good quality service, better service in your words. But beyond that is when there are hiccups, then you need to be compensated. It's so painful that I'm burning my money and nothing is given to me. We are at pains.
Yeah, but why should we be overtly excited about this number portability? Because we never know what to expect. In the first instance, if you're to port from one number to the other, and then you still may have some call credit left on your previous numbers, we don't know what will happen about that if and when this process does come through. And then if you're moving back, and there's still it's an uncharted territory for consumers. And so shouldn't you just wait first and see, okay, they say it's 90 days, I'm going to be stuck with that network for 90 days, as opposed to just changing my SIM card, making my calls immediately. And so who knows?
90 days, yes, 48 hours period for me to port from one to the other. But I'm locked with that service provider for 90 days. Yes, you see, for instance, what number portability will do again is, if, for instance,